Hey guys, what is going on? It is Digger here today, and today I'm not going to be playing any games. I'm actually going to be comparing the Battlefield 1 squad system to the new Battlefront 2 squad system. Okay, so before I begin, I really just want to make this clear. I love the Battlefront 2 squad system. I love that it's been added. This is in no way a diss to either squad system. I think we already know going in that Battlefield is going to have a few more features, but that's just because the game's been around a lot longer than Battlefront has. But I'm so pleased that Battlefront 2 have added a squad system in. It's so helpful when playing the game, and I just want to make that clear before I start the comparison. Okay, so let's move on with the comparison. The first thing I'm going to compare is the map from Battlefield 1 and the first person view from Battlefront 2. Now I know that these are two different things, but they're so much easier to talk about together because it's all about spawning on your squad mates. So in Battlefield 1, when you go to spawn in on your squad mates, you can see the entire map from a bird's eye view. And you can see where your squad mates are on that map. You can see exactly their position. Now you can only see the third person perspective, like where they are on the map. You can't see what's around them or anything. You can't see their perspective. Now this is where Battlefront 2 is different, because you do have that first person view of your squad mates, but you don't have the map. So in Battlefield 1 you can see where your squad mates are in relation to the map, but you can't see anything around them. Whereas Battlefront 2 is the opposite. You can see everything that's around them, but you can't see where on the map they are. You have to have a good knowledge of the map that you're playing on to choose if you want to spawn on your squad or not. You don't really need to do that in Battlefield 1 because you can see where on the map they are. So they both have their pros and cons there. Where Battlefield 1, it doesn't have the first person mode, you can't see exactly what you're spawning into, whereas with Battlefront 2, although you can see what you're spawning into, you can't see where they are on the map. Admittedly, once you have got a good knowledge of that map, you do know where you're spawning into, and then, you know, it becomes a little bit better than Battlefield 1, in my opinion. It's not as cool looking, but it is actually slightly better. Okay, so on to the next item. Battlefield 1 allows you to choose your teammates. There's no option for that as of yet in Battlefront 2. So in BF1, all I have to do is go to the squad menu and I can choose what squad I want to be in. You can't do this in Battlefront 2. You spawn in, you're placed with 3 random players. That's it. You can't change the squad for the rest of the game. You're stuck with that squad. Admittedly, in Battlefront 2, squads don't matter as much as in Battlefield 1. It's all about the spawning in Battlefront 2. Whereas in Battlefield 1, it's sort of about playing with your squad. And also just to point out that the Battlefront 2 squad only allows 4 people, yourself included, which means 3 other teammates. In Battlefield 1, the squad is made up of 5 people, so you have 4 extra teammates. That's 1 extra person to spawn on. So for this little bit, I'm afraid Battlefield 1 wins that kind of thing, where you can actually choose your teammates and you also get 1 extra person to spawn on. So that's actually a bit more helpful. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to something that they both have. They both have this in common, which is actually quite nice. It's just being able to see the score of the game. Now, when I'm dead, I like to check the score so that I sort of know where to place myself, so that I know where I'm probably going to affect the score most. That's just how I play. I know probably a lot of people just don't care about the score too much and they just want to play a good game. But for me, I try to win the games. I seem to join a lot of losing games. I've never really been at a game at the start, but there you go, that's just my bad luck. But yeah, both of them, you can see the score of the game whilst you're dead and trying to spawn in. Okay, so the next thing is that in Battlefront 2, you can't see your squad when you're actually playing the game. Now what I mean by this is in Battlefield 1, next to your minimap, you have your squad. You have the 5 people, including yourself, listed. You can see who is squad leader and you can see who is alive or dead in your squad. You can also see what they're playing as at all times. Now in Battlefront 2, the only time that you see your squad is when you're spawning in. When you're playing the game, the only time you know if you've run into a squad member is that it's a different colour on the mini-map and a different colour above their head. There's no way to know if they're alive or dead until you're trying to spawn in. I don't think there actually is a squad leader either. I think it is just, it's all about spawning in Battlefront 2. There's no sort of team play, which is sort of what squads are meant for in Battlefield 1, although nobody really team plays with randoms too much anyway, so I wouldn't worry too much about team playing in this comparison. But yeah, you know, you just don't know what's up with your squad in Battlefront 2, whereas Battlefield 1, you can. Okay guys, so from that comparison, I'd say Battlefield 1 is a little bit better than the Battlefront 2 squad system. I don't know what the old Battlefront squad systems were like, if there were any, but that's just the new squad system that we have now. It's not quite as good as Battlefield squad system yet, although I'm sure it'll get there eventually. Now, one thing to remember is that it has just been added. You know, they're probably going to make changes to it. They're going to listen to the community and see what needs improvement, what works and everything. So I'm basically just excited that we have a squad system, and I thought this would be a fun little video where I compare the two of them. So guys, if you liked the video, please leave a like down below. If you want me to compare the two actual games, Battlefront and Battlefield, I'd probably wait till Battlefield 5 comes out, if I'm being honest. But if you want me to compare those two games, I'd be up for it, but you got to leave a comment because that's a big task and they are very different games. So yeah, leave a comment if you want to see that. If you want to see more Battlefront and Battlefield, please subscribe down below. But yeah guys, this has been Diggory. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.